welcome to the Write Your Next Chapter podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea, and this is Vic.
Hey, I'm your other host, creator and founder of a movement of the collective consciousness designed to inspire, motivate, and shape the way we perceive our ability to manifest the next chapters of our lives.
And I'm just here for a little comedic relief.
Welcome back to another episode. We're sitting in a beautiful clubhouse in Ladera Ranch, and it's kind of cool that we get to record another episode and share another great story. But what did you do this weekend?
Well, I finished a book. I'm really into reading, and I've read the book 3 times already, but it was calling me from my shelf, so I figured that was the book for me.
I don't read. I do audiobooks, and I know there's a lot of people that hate audiobooks, and they're like, that's not reading, but I kind of feel like it's reading.
There's something about holding a book and smelling the pages, and I don't know what it is.
I fall asleep.
No.
Literally, like I open like 2 pages and I start falling asleep. Like I have to have an audiobook on. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of listeners out there just like me. Like audiobooks are the new reading.
I can do podcasts, but I don't like Kindles. I want to hold a book.
Can't do a Kindle either. I need to press play, go through the chapters, but have someone read it to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's even better when the author reads the book.
True.
Because then I feel like I have a connection to the book, but I can't pick up a book.
Okay.
But I did. And I'm not going to say I picked up a book. I was scrolling through the Guinness Book of World Record website, kind of thinking about today's episode. And I had to do some searching because I was curious, and I came across this fun fact that the youngest published author, and I want to say it was like 1958. I mean, don't quote me on that, but she was 4 years old.
Wow.
Like, what were you doing when you were 4 years old?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was still eating sand. I don't think I was publishing books.
I can't even think of what I was doing at 4 years old. I was probably yelling, crying. I wasn't even in school yet.
I was in Montessori school, and I think we ate a lot of sand.
But
it's okay. I am very smart now, so it didn't impact my GPA.
I had to think about that. Like, I know as a kid, we grew up on a ranch. And I mean, my earliest memories might be when I was like 9, 10.
Yeah.
But I can't even think about what I was doing at 4, let alone writing a book.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So tell our listeners why that ties into today's episode, because I think this is really cool.
Yeah. So I get a phone call, and I find out that there's a local author, 8 years old, and we had the lucky ability to not only meet her, but talk to her on today's podcast and work with her in terms of hosting an event for a book signing event. So her name is Chloe, and by far one of the most outgoing personalities I've ever come across. Like, smiling, happy, and just the zest for life is there. I loved it.
Yeah, I had a great time when we talked to Chloe, connecting with her. I'm just blown away by how sophisticated she is for an 8-year-old. This one was really, really exciting for me.
So she's writing a series. I mean, I'm curious to see how many books she puts out in the series, right?
I know, being a book reader, I know you're not one, but for me, being a book reader, I have to own the next book in the series before I can start, because as soon as I finish one, I got to pick up the next one, and I'm so excited. So hopefully you guys will be really excited for her first book and be waiting for the next one.
In the series. Who knows? Maybe it'll become a movie. I can do movie series.
There you go. You could watch the movie. I'll read the book.
Harry Potter series I can do. I know you're a fan of Harry Potter.
I am.
What was it, like the Divergent series? There was 3 of them. Sweet, simple, easy. Got through them. So totally I can do some series for sure.
Well, I guess we should let our listeners kind of tune in to our call and get them excited about this too.
Yeah, let's call in. We're going to talk to Desiree, her mom, and Chloe.
Awesome.
Hi, nice to meet you, Chelsea.
Nice to meet you, Desiree.
So I'm excited about this. Chelsea's calling us remotely. Where are you at, Chelsea?
I'm in Vancouver, Washington at the moment.
Vancouver, Washington, enjoying some really nice weather.
Yes, very nice, very cold.
We kind of had a little bit of rain today. Kind of.
So did we.
And we're in Southern California, and we don't see rain very often, so that was a nice thing. I think you helped bring it our way just a little bit.
Maybe.
It was like a real drizzle, a little bit of a mist.
It was just enough to feel like fall. Just enough. So, but I'm excited to introduce you, Chelsea, to Desiree and Chloe, who are on the phone.
Hello.
Is this Chloe?
I'm very excited to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
So good to have you on. Thank you for coming on, and we're excited to kind of learn your story in a little bit, and really hope to inspire a lot of people out of it. So,
Thank you.
so I definitely wanted to start with you, Desiree, and really just kind of get some background of how this story came about. And I mean, I'm talking literally, right? A story. But
Yes.
you know, where does it begin?
I mean, Chloe always has she's always had a passion for reading, which is usually where it starts. But she is our constant reader in the family. It really starts there. And over the summer, she decided she was going to turn her bedroom into a wall of Post-its. Really. She decided she was going to start a story, and that's really where it started. From there, she went on to continue to make it grow. And after a certain amount of time, I got a little bit fed up with the Post-its everywhere, and I asked her to start writing it down.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so from there, she just continued to thrive, and it became its own story. And she said, I really want to write a series. And honestly, everything was from her heart. Even a couple, like there's a couple of misspellings, everything came from her. We had a friend of ours who's published a couple of children's books who decided, hey, you know what, let me help her do this. You know, she's such a great soul. Let's go ahead and help her get this book published. So, you know, it came to that, and she was really excited. We were happy for her and super proud of her.
So what was that feeling like when you walk in the room, you see all these Post-its? Like what were on the Post-its? Give us a little insight into that.
Well, first off, for a mom, I have two girls. So Chloe's 8 and Madison's 6, her younger sister. So for a mom, when you walk into a room, obviously with a whole bunch of Post-its on your wall, and then they start growing and growing, I kind of was feeling the clutter moment where I'm like, oh, this is, you know, this has to kind of diminish. We need to figure something out here.
That is awesome.
So, but again, I always, with her, I'm never surprised. She intrigues us constantly. She's our left brain kind of girl. She's always trying to do new things. So I was proud. I got to look at what she was doing. I read a few things, and I realized this was actually something she really wanted to do. This was not just a project for her. It was becoming a passion for her.
Yeah. Do you think that's a hard thing for parents to kind of get out of the day-to-day routine? Because obviously as adults, like, our minds are work, make dinner, clean the house, pay bills. Like, do you think it's hard for parents to get out of that mindset of go, do to like, hey, I need to support my child's creative outlet?
You know, I do. I constantly struggle with that. And as a mom, and I feel like if I don't stop or slow down and realize that they're just children, as bright as they are, as wonderful as my girls are, they, you know, Chloe's great. She's, you know, she honestly is the best probably daughter I ever could ask for, because she and her sister actually, but Chloe is just, she's the one that's always clean up, let me help you, whatever you need kind of person. But as a parent, I struggle with that often. I have to stop, slow down with what I'm doing, and realize that she's just a kid. She wants to play. She wants to be creative. And sometimes we have to leave it and let the mess kind of be messy.
Yeah, definitely. I just think about that, like, you know, my life is busy. And like, when do you take that time to slow down and support someone else, you know, help them fill their cup? So, book gets published, and I know we're going to talk to Chloe and really like feel her excitement around it too. But how did you feel like as a parent, like that sense of pride?
When the book got published, it was kind of surreal. I didn't realize that I thought maybe it was just going to be, something we can maybe bind or put together for her, something we can do for her, and maybe some neighborhood kids would want to buy it or something. And then I realized that, wow, I mean, we actually have a book published for her. I mean, it was on Amazon, and it's going to be out in Barnes and Noble soon. And there's a few, it's just really exciting. It was really exciting for me, and for Chloe. I mean, once we got the proof in the mail and started going through it and realized that this is real, it was really exciting for me. It's not something that I've ever thought that could actually happen. I mean, it's kind of like one of those moments where you realize, wow, we could really do this. Okay.
Definitely. Well, I know Chelsea's excited to talk to Chloe and pick her brain a little bit. So I'm going to pass this off to Chelsea. And
hi, Chloe. I'm actually very excited to talk to you. I think you are an exceptional young lady, and I happen to be an avid reader, and I loved reading as a kid. So I think what you're doing is really, really cool.
Thank you.
So in case our readers don't know, can you tell us, our readers, see, now I'm talking about reading, our listeners, can you tell them what the name of your book is?
Once Upon a Nothingness.
And can you give us like a little short sneak peek? What is the book kind of about, roughly? Don't give away all the good secrets because I want to read it, but what's it kind of about?
It's about a girl who gets trapped in time and she can't find her time machine.
Very cool. And so I know Vic had mentioned that you wanted to write a series. So is your series going to be about different people, same girl continuing her journey? What is your hopes for your future books?
The same girl continuing on and more characters to be involved.
Where do you find the inspiration for your characters? Are they based off of people you know, or your sister, or your mom? How'd you create these people?
So as you know, I love to read. I think that's where most of my ideas came from, the books, because I just take random books and sort of mash them up in my own words.
That's so neat. Where did the reading come from? Did you read like with your parents a lot as a kid, or do it in school? What made you love reading so much? I love that you're passionate about it. And I'm just kind of curious where it came from.
So my parents love to read to me, and I really like to read at school. So both of those basically, and I just really like to read.
That's so great. And hopefully other little kids will be really inspired by you writing a book and publishing it and getting to read it too. What was it like when it got published and you first got to see it like on Amazon and hearing that it's coming out to Barnes and Noble? Was it weird seeing it in real life, or was it really awesome?
I was happy and excited. It was super amazing that I could get a book published, though.
I mean, I'm very impressed. I am much, much older than you, and I have no idea even the first steps to get a book published. So I think that's really neat that you were able to do that at your age.
Thank you.
And so what is the goal long term? Is your dream to be an author? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a pediatric surgeon to help kids with cancer.
Wow.
And help cure that.
That is so neat. And so Vic had told me beforehand that you might be kind of linking your book into that too. Can you give me a little more details on like what you're doing with your book? That's so cool. That has to kind of tie in with your dream job.
I was actually donating $1 per book I sell to Chalk Hospital.
Wow. That's really neat. Chloe, you are an amazing young woman. I'm sure people tell you all the time, but you really, really are.
Thank you so much.
I'm just so impressed by you.
Thank you.
So you're thinking about making new books. Have you already put sticky notes all over your room for the next ones in your series? What are the next steps for you?
Sort of. I haven't got ready yet, so they're not all over my room yet.
I'm sure
Again.
I'm sure your mom's happy about that, but that's okay because I know this one is just coming out. I'm definitely excited to read it though. Is your book like illustrated? Do you have photos in it too?
I have like drawn illustrations that my sister and I sort of worked out together. And it's not just a picture book though. It's
That's
cool.
awesome. I think it's really cool that you partnered with your sister and like did something together.
Thank you.
Is she a pretty good artist?
Yes.
Very cool. You're just a very talented family. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
That's so neat. I'm just super impressed by you guys. So, how long did it take you to come up with the storyline for your book? Was this a pretty long process, or did you just kind of wake up one day and say, like, I'll write a book? Here we go.
Just to start the book, like to get the ideas, it took me a few days, but to get the whole thing done, it probably took me about more than 2 months.
Oh wow, that's really cool. I know we talked about like what it feels like to see your book out and what your future aspirations are with your book and your series. What do you think that next step is for you on your journey? Clearly, you're very passionate about, um, giving back to hospital and doing things in that nature too. But what's kind of that next chapter for you? What does that look like for Chloe?
I'm just gonna keep writing and having my experience. I'm trying like read more books, do good in school.
That's important too, definitely. And what do your friends think about the fact that you're a published author now?
They were very excited for me.
I can only imagine. I bet you your teacher is very impressed too. So, questions for your mom too. I know we talked about what it feels like to have your daughters do this, and she had mentioned that her sister's participating too. So you've almost got like a full publishing house going on in your house. Is everyone in your family very talented? Because it seems like both of these girls are just very incredible young ladies.
Oh, they are. Well, Chloe really, I mean, she tries to be a really good big sister, and Madison loves to draw. So Chloe didn't want to leave her sister out. So she wanted to use some of her publishing, some of her, I'm sorry, illustrations. So what we did was we looked at the story that that Chloe created, and the girls, being a mom, I have tons of pictures and illustrations that they've done maybe over a year or two. And we kind of combined in some of them with the storyline, as well as Chloe added a few in just to tie in with the story. So it's funny because some of them were her sisters, and Chloe really wanted to use a few of her sister's name is Madison. She wanted to use some of Madison's just to keep her kind of involved and make sure that she also felt like she was a part of this as well.
That's so neat. I love that it's a family project, and it's definitely, I mean, you can tell by talking to Chloe that she's so passionate about it. It's pretty neat that she found something that she really is passionate about this early on in life. And I really applaud you for listening to what she wants to do and fully supporting her and helping her find a way to make this happen. I think that's rare, and it's really, really cool. As a book reader myself, I am super, super excited that you were able to help her make this happen.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. We appreciate it. Yeah, we're really excited about it, but we're also just very proud of her, regardless if she wants to continue her series, which it sounds like she is, or not. This girl is, 8 years old. She's been reading chapter novel books since she was 6, pretty much.
Wow.
And she's amazing. She reads anatomy books all the time because, like she said, she's been wanting to be a pediatric surgeon since she was 3, pretty much.
That's not easy to get through either. I mean, I've read a few in college, and those are a little on the dry side. So that's incredible.
Yeah, she got an anatomy book for Christmas one year, and from her aunt, and she started reading it. She could tell you about heart valves,
Wow.
and I have no idea what she's talking about, but she'll tell you.
So neat. And
yeah, it's pretty neat.
Like, reading is so important in all aspects of your life. I know it really helps widen a vocabulary and stimulate imagination, but I think it's really neat, especially for kids her age, to read something from someone that's created at the same age and see what's possible. We're always talking, Vic and I, about what's possible, writing your next chapter, whatever you want to do in life, being passionate and just going for it. And she's already done that, and she's 8 years old. I think that's hopefully really inspiring for other kids who read her books.
Right. We hope so as well. We actually, a lot of the times, I mean, Chloe probably can't express it as much right now, but a lot of the times she will tell me, she just wants to make sure other kids are, inspired by this or want to pursue their dreams. And she told me that actually today as well. And she hopes that other kids would read more and enjoy it. And it's another child, or her peer wrote it. And, if they maybe can help them read a little bit. So we're hoping that's an inspiration for some kids who don't like reading as much.
Yeah, I think it sounds like she's definitely on her way to doing that for other little kids.
And Chloe, I don't think you realize this yet, but you're reaching more and more people than you can probably even imagine right now. And just sharing your story about writing a book that started with Post-its all over your wall is going to inspire so many other people. So my question for you, Chloe, is what is your biggest piece of advice if you had to tell someone your age who wants to dream big? Like, what's that little piece of advice that you would give them to kind of pursue their dream?
Anything is possible, and if you stay focused, you can accomplish anything. What I mean is, if something is easy, then everyone would be doing it, right?
Right.
So true. So true. And then, Mom, same question to you. Like, if you had to give a piece of advice to a parent in terms of how to support their child in that creative outlet, like, what would be your best piece of advice to them?
I'm one that's usually the neat freak and wants to make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, everything's tidy, that sort of thing. And I guess more people like me need to let go a little bit more, honestly. And I also have to come to terms with that sometimes with myself. So for any parent, I would just think that, I would say that, sometimes just let them make a mess and let them be creative, and who knows what'll come out of it. And they could be the next big thing or not. And at least it gets their mind going, and it gives them that outlet that they do need at home too, where they feel safe and comfortable to do it here too, not just at school.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I sat back listening the whole time Chelsea was chatting with Chloe, and I didn't even want to jump in here and have this conversation because I was just sitting back, like, relishing in Chloe's sense of accomplishment. And that feeling is probably one of the most amazing feelings to have. And hopefully all of us get to experience that in life. And I mean, I can hear it in Chloe's voice. And to me, that was just probably one of the most heartwarming, back and forth conversations I've heard. So
yeah, she's very excited and of course a little nervous, but she's very excited and she just wants to accomplish more and continue. I mean, this girl, there's no end for this girl. She will continue to push and thrive.
Definitely. So did you guys get copies of books into family members' hands already? And if so, like, what are their reactions?
Yeah. So some of these our family members are very, very crazy. They the first copy, whoever got the first copy was the one that was bragging.
Definitely.
So yeah, some friends and family do have the book already in hand. A few of them that are local are actually waiting for for Chloe's event coming up at Starbucks. And so yeah, their reactions were pretty they were pretty excited. A couple of them that read it, they have kids or grandkids, or even some of my neighbors who have no kids at all, they read it and they were actually thrown back by it. They were amazed. They continuously asked me, did you help her with this? And I actually said I had nothing to do with it, nothing at all, except maybe a couple little things where I told her, well, do you want to put that picture there or where?
Well, now we know the secrets. The secrets were, is if you want to write a book, it needs to start on Post-its. That's the secret, right?
Yeah.
So Chloe, did you have you had any requests for autographed books? Like, have you had to go and sign books for people yet?
Everyone. Yes.
How'd that feel? Do you feel like a celebrity?
Yes. Please sign my book.
That's very cool. Okay, so I have one more question for Chloe. So you're doing an event, you mentioned at Starbucks. You are now on a podcast. You've had your books on Amazon. They're going to be in Barnes & Noble. Are you sure you're only 8 years old?
Yes.
Because I mean, I can't wrap my head around at 8 years old. You have done so much already. I'm still just mind blown. Are you sure? Positive you're only 8?
Yes, I promise.
That is so cool.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
can't even imagine what's going to happen in the next 8 years,
Oh my gosh.
right?
Writing big novel chapter books.
I can't wait for that. That's exciting.
So I'm pretty sure Chelsea's going to want an autograph.
Yes, I absolutely will want an autograph in my book. 100%.
First, we got to get her off of vacation.
Yeah. Couple more days.
Definitely.
I-
Definitely. Can't go all the way there to sign a book.
True. I'm going to have to come all the way back to make sure that you can sign mine.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys once again for your time. We're going to let you guys get on to the rest of your evening. Thank you, Chelsea, for jumping on 2 hours later than us
Great.
and taking time out of your mini vacation to have this conversation. So
Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank
Thank
you guys
you.
for having us.
Thank
all right, we
you.
will see you soon. Thanks.
That was amazing.
That was a really good conversation.
Chloe is so impressive at 8 years old. She is so intelligent and she seems so kind. It was like a hug over the phone. Can't wait to hopefully be privileged enough to do the next one with her when her next book comes out.
Yeah, I think some of our listeners would like to be reminded about the name of her book and maybe where they can pick it up.
Definitely. So if you're a book reader, unlike Vic, feel free to buy her book on Amazon and it will be out in Barnes & Noble coming soon. The name, again, is Once Upon a Nothingness. You can also follow Chloe's journey on her social media platform. She is Chloe's Corner on Facebook.
Yeah, and Chloe, if you're listening to the end of this podcast, I highly recommend you do an audiobook version so that I have both the physical book and the audiobook version. But for everyone else, we'd love to hear your story too. Send us an email at yourstory@writeyournextchapter.org. Follow us on social media. We're on there just like all the cool kids, right?
Yep, on Instagram.
And be sure to tune into the next episode where we're going to continue to share motivational and inspirational stories of other people just living their best life.
Until next time.
We'll see ya.